Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Funky Buddha. This is their Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. What a story, what a story. So when I got into craft beer, this was one of the cool beers that I really wanted to try. We actually had it at Top Hops at a bottle share. Like that's where a lot of my growing of bottle share, like, you know, getting to craft beer. And I guess you got to try it once and it was silly good. And that was probably like almost a decade ago. Let's go with a decade, like almost a decade. And it's like one of the highly rated beers. I couldn't find it. Like it's just so hard to find. And then once it got bought out, they're bought out by Constellation. Anyway, you guys know, they're bought out. And I was like, oh, I'm in Florida. Like this is like their beer. Like this is one of the beers that like their top rated beer, right? Like they have other barrel aged stuff, Last Buffalo, all this cool, crazy stuff. I remember going to EBF in Boston, and like they have all the weird, like, crazy barrel aged versions, all this cool stuff. But like this is a beer that like I think early on, like 2012, 2013, like really hyped them up. And I only got to try it once, and then I was like, oh yeah, like they're bought out. I'll go to Florida. I'm moving to Florida. And I try it all the time or something like that. I literally haven't tried this beer in, shoot, I guess a decade. So Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. 6.4% coffee beans, maple syrup, natural flavors. Let's see how they've done with this. I can't imagine that this beer is remotely close to the quality and what they're doing back then. I mean, like small type brewery, like I see natural flavors. I don't know what that means. I mean, like obviously TDB and like what you have to actually say, but like, yeah. Anyway, whatever they figure it out, I'm curious. So beer is wonderful, kind of like medium tan head, nice and dark. Yeah, it doesn't even look like port. It looks like stout, right? I see anything light? No. So, okay, so that's definitely different. Definitely maple syrup. Not bacon. No. Nope. Yeah. This exploded on the nose when I tried it like first time. I mean, like it's crazy that like you have flavor impressions from like a decade ago, but like I guess I did, and like I'm one of those weird people that like can literally tell people like when I was like hanging out with my friends, like, hey, did I have this before? It's like, yes, I can tell you where you had this when we were hanging out, what beer it was. Like they definitely had the beer before, right? So weird flavor memories and all that kind of cool stuff is like something I guess makes me good at this. Like I just have awesome flavor memories, and I can tell you like, you know, I had this beer X years ago at this place, right? Like stuff like that. So mostly coffee and maple. Yeah, just like, but not even that intense. It's like coffee maple. It's like pretty chill. Yeah, no bacon. I remember that beer. It's like I can remember just like specifically that memory of like, oh my god, I'm so hyped to try this beer, and like it hit exactly what I wanted. Like I was like, oh my god, it smells like breakfast, and that's like before people like Great Notion were doing like maple pancake beer or whatever. Like, yeah, it's coffee maple, mostly coffee porter. Yeah, cheers. Oh yeah, they definitely changed the beer. It's not even remotely close. The crazy thing, back in the day, that beer was a smoke beer, basically. Like, you know, if you like Schnenkela and all that stuff. This is a maple coffee port. Like, there's no bacon in this guy. Yeah, it's crazy. It sucks. Like, I remember like the greasy kind of like bacon would just throw off on the nose. And obviously Schnenkela can do stuff like that, but nope, sucks. Very disappointed, but like it is what it is, and yeah, it's a maple coffee porter. It reminds me of like a really tiny non-barrel aged CBS. Yeah, it's like coffee maple, not too intense of a porter. Like what made this beer good at 6% was like you can add so much flavor. Like I think that looming kind of like bacony, ashy, like fatty. Like obviously there's no fat in the beer, but like there's that kind of like it smells like fat. Like bacon just smells like fat, right? So it's almost marshmallowy up front because of the maple. Yeah, and then you get that lingering maple. It's very intense, and the coffee is quite intense as well. For 6% beer, this beer has loads of character, and so I can't like touch talk too much smack about how it just doesn't like sing of like bacon, but wow, it's also really tasty. It's just like lingering, like a really nice kind of like melding. The first attacks are like pretty intense, but like the maple and the coffee really meld together really well. And one of the great flavor memories I have is actually went to Hill Farmstead. They're selling like bourbon barrel aged like maple syrup in 750, like a really fancy one. I was like, I'm not paying $30 for, or 25 or 30 for maple syrup. One of my friends brought it. And at our Airbnb, we would actually just like throw in some coffee. And I was like, oh, that's what you do with it. It's so tasty. Obviously, like you may pay pancakes and all that stuff, but like in coffee, like a bourbon barrel aged maple syrup is absolutely delicious. And then here, it's like not that. Like you don't get the complexity of the bourbon barrel aging and all that fun stuff, but you get the coffee and the maple that I was talking about. So exactly what I was thinking about, but without the bacon, right? So I'm thinking more about that memory versus the initial attack of like trying this for the first time where it's like so bacony, and it's like it made so much sense, and that's what CBS does too for founders. It's like a breakfast, right? But no bacon. It's like, ugh. How do you label this beer as a bacon beer? There's like nothing to it. No. I mean, like maybe a little bit of savoriness, but like I'm not even giving it that credit. This is a coffee maple porter. It's very good. For shelfie, yeah. I mean, they sell in 4 packs. It's like higher price and all that stuff. It's not like a 6 pack, which is crush a bunch of. It's definitely a higher price point. Let's go with this solid. I love the impression, honestly. Like this is something that's like really fun. You bring this to somebody, you know, to remind them about the bacon part, but like a maple coffee, tasty, light, like not even that roasty of a porter, but like enough of a porter that holds up to the flavors without being like light and like boring. Like it sort of holds up very well. So let's go with this solid 92. That is Funky Buddha Maple Bacon Coffee Porter. I might be disappointed because I wish there was smoke in here. And like if I get this beer and like blend it with like Schlenkerla Medicine, forget about it. I bet that beer is amazing. But despite the blending, no bacon flavors, it is a very tasty maple coffee porter. 92. Cheers later.